Hello friends, may peace be upon you all. As you all know, the month of Ramzan is going on and it is in its concluding phase. You may have heard the word Zakat through someone or the other and may have wondered what Zakat is. So today in my video, I want to explain to you what Zakat is. Zakat usually is referred to as tax, but it is not really tax. It is more a spiritual deed. It is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. As you all know, there are 5 pillars in Islam, and I had explained to you in my previous video in the last year, I think. So the other 4 pillars apart from Zakat are faith, namaz, fasting, which is the Roza, the Psalm, and Hajj. The third, Zakat, is also one of the important pillars of Islam, and it is mandatory on all Muslims who are in a position to pay Zakat. Zakat is actually the excess amount that remains with you and is calculated in a lunar year. The excess amount you have saved either in your cash in hand or in your bank, the excess amount on that you have to calculate just 2.5% of that. Let me give you an example. Say if I have 20,000 this month, and after spending on all my needs and of my family, I have 2,000 remaining with me. That 2,000 is the excess amount. And likewise, in the 12 months of the year, I accumulate 2,000 every month. It may not be 2,000. Sometimes it may be just 500. Sometimes it may be 1,000. So let's say over a year I have accumulated about 10,000. And on that 10,000, I have to calculate just 2.5%. Not all of the excess amount, not on my actual income, which is 20,000, and calculated per year it makes to 2,40,000. What I have to pay is just on the excess amount, not at all on all of my savings. Likewise, if I own gold and the gold is 7.5 tolas or more, I'm liable to pay Zakat on that. Again, it is 2.5%. Likewise for silver, if I own more than 52.5 dollars of silver, I have to pay on that. If it is lesser, I need not pay. I am not liable to pay. And likewise, if I am living in a house, I am using that property, even it may be a sprawling mansion, a big bungalow, I need not pay on that property. However, if I have a house I have given on rent or a shop I have given on rent, on that rental income I have to pay Zakat. So you see, it's not at all taxing. It is something you do it as your religious duty, and in return Allah promises to increase our wealth. Allah promises to purify and protect our wealth. A scholar has given a very good example of Zakat. He has compared it to that of a fruit. Say you buy a watermelon or an orange, and the peel of the watermelon, you don't need it. What you need is the fruit, and the peel, you throw it away. Only in this case, you don't throw away the excess money, you give it to the poor, to someone who needs. Thus, Zakat, the system of Zakat, ensures that there is a flow of wealth in the society. It prevents concentration of wealth, it prevents hoarding of wealth, and when you are distributing your wealth, you are reducing the inequalities. You are giving some kind of purchasing power even to the poorest of the poor. And when you are giving Zakat, you are doing a favor not on the person to whom you are giving, but on your own self, because you are fulfilling your duty, you are earning rewards from Allah, and in return your wealth is being protected, and it is increasing your God consciousness, which we call taqwa, and it also fosters brotherhood in the community. It instills generosity in you, and it's more of a compassionate kind of thing than a societal or economic kind of thing. First comes the spiritual aspect of it, and then comes the economic and financial aspect of it. And there are certain categories of. If a Muslim is in a position to pay Zakat, he or she has lots to be grateful for, because Allah has given you that ability to be in the position of a giver and not a taker. It means that He has given you in abundance, and it also means that the share of some poor person has been given in your wealth. It has been added in your wealth, and that share you have to give out. This is also a test from Allah to see whether you will give that poor person his or her due or indulge in it like it is yours. So this way you ensure that you are not doing that person a favor, but you are doing your duty. You are paying that person's right which is with you, that person's wealth which is with you. People to whom you give the zakat to. There are 8 categories basically. One of them is the poor, the fakir, who has no wealth of his own, and second is the miskin, the needy person who just about makes it hand to mouth kind of existence, you can say. He can't even meet the basic needs of his life. And the third is as a ransom for a captive person, or in today's world we can say it, you are giving money to free an innocent prisoner, a person who is in jail for no crime, but you could say an under trialer, an innocent under trialer. And then to people who are doing Islamic duty of collecting zakat, and then you give it to people who are in debt. Their income exceeds the debts they have, so you help that person to pay off his or her debts, and then you give it to people who are working in Allah's way, like in charitable institutions or to students. And then you give it to a traveler who has been stranded, who has lost all his or her belongings and is in need. These are the categories of people to whom you pay. And like I said, zakat is not taxing, but it is a moral obligation or religious duty, something you do out of love, something you do willingly. And why do we give it in the month of Ramzan? You can give it in any month, like yearly wise, but we prefer to give in the month of Ramzan because it's the most holiest of all months, and in this month our devotion, our piety is at its peak level. We are the best versions of ourselves in Ramadan, and Allah has promised that in the month of Ramadan all the rewards, all the good deeds will be rewarded multifold. So you see, we prefer to do all good deeds in this month. And of course, we, apart from zakat, we also have other 2 charitable deeds which are called sadaqah and khairat, which we do throughout the year. So this way we ensure that we don't have any we don't hoard up wealth. We ensure that we don't hoard up wealth, and it keeps flowing, steadily flowing among the poor to uplift them and empower them to some extent. If you have questions, more questions on zakat, please feel free to type them in the comment box. I hope I have made myself clear. And to my friends who know more about zakat, they can also add on in the comment box. Till then, take care of you, and happy Ramzan. Stay safe.